Hey Vikings, so today I'm going to talk to you about QR codes. And so I've created a collection for you that shows you how you can use QR codes in your classroom. It has some articles in it, and then it also has some resources on creating QR codes or scanning your QR codes. So the first thing we need to do is create QR codes for whatever resources we're wanting to share with our students, whether it's vocabulary words and pictures to go with those words for our little ones, or whether it's a person that we're doing a research project on and we want to give them some research tools or some research articles and videos and things to go along with it to kind of help guide their research. So there's lots of ways to use QR codes, but the first thing you need to understand is how to make them. And I use QR Code Monkey to generate my QR codes because it's free and it lets me decorate them so that they're pretty. And I like to make a pretty QR code. I mean, I know y'all can't believe that, but I like to make a pretty QR code. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my bracket for my March Madness voting because I really wish I had included a QR code on the front of every one of the March Madness books so the kids could scan it. But you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to put them on the front of the books as they come in so that as they get checked out, kids can scan it and can go back and watch the March Madness bracket. And so the first thing you want to do when you are sharing something from the Google platform is to make sure that you update the link so that people within Treatland County Schools can see it. Because if you don't, even if they have the QR code, they're not going to be able to scan it and actually view it. So you want to make sure right here that it says Treatland County Schools so that our students can pull it up. And then I'm going to go to File and publish to the web, because when I'm sharing Google Slides that I want the kids to just view, not actually do anything with, I like to do it as a publish to the web because it looks like this when you do that, and it gives it a nice sleek look without all the editing features. And so it makes it look more like a presentation than it does the editable version of it. And so I've published it to the web. Now let's make the QR code to go along with it. So I'm coming back to my QR Code Monkey and I'm pasting, and remember, Control-C copies and Control-V paste. I'm pasting the link for our QR code into QR Code Monkey, and I'm going to hit enter. And when I hit enter, you notice it makes me a pretty little QR code over here. And I'm going to download this PNG. And this is just a simple QR code. That's all it's doing. It's spinning, and I'm pointing at it on my screen like you can see it. But right here it's spinning and telling me do not refresh and do not close the window until it's done. And now it's done generating, and it shows up down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can do one or two things. You can open it up and you can right-click, copy, and you can paste the image into your Google slide or wherever you're sharing it with. Or, so see here, here's an example of how I used it on our Learn-A-Lotties. I put the QR code there by just pasting it in. I have a blank Google slide here, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to Insert Image. I'm going to upload it from my computer. And I'm going to insert that QR code. And because I want to print multiples of these at one time, I am going to do it on that. And you know what? Let's say that maybe my kids don't know what to do with this yet, or maybe my parents don't know what to do with this yet. And I didn't mean to insert a text box. That was not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. Apparently I can't talk at work. I want to insert word art, and I can type in the word scamming. And I can make it smaller so that it fits up under my QR code. And I'm going to make it red because, well, we're Treatland Vikings and I like black and red. And then I'm going to select both of these by holding the shift button down, and I'm going to make them group. And by grouping them, it means wherever I move them, they're both grouped together. And then I'm going to Control-C copy, Control-V paste. Control-C copy, Control-V paste. And you don't have to put that scamming up under there. You can just simply put the QR code up under there, because so many of our students know what a QR code is by now, especially our older students. Our middle high school kids, they know what a QR code is. You may not have to type in those words for scamming. My kinders and my first graders, they may need a QR code thing that says scammy, so when they get home, they can tell their parents to scan it with their phones. And so I'm putting as many of these on one page as I can so that I can save on paper. And now I'm going to print just this one page, cut them out, and tape them to the front of my books so that the kids can scan that QR code and they can go to the March Madness bracket. So that's how you can create your QR code. This is QR code basics. Stay tuned for more details.